Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is my first episode on my E30 K24 swap series. The car's going off for fabrication in around about a month's time for high-rise stainless steel, equal length headers, custom radiator mounts, radiator hard piping and a few other small pieces. So all these boxes I've been collecting have to get in ASAP, which I'll be putting on in the next episode. Today I'll give you a quick intro on the car, where I'm at with it, and then we'll start opening some boxes. Hang around. So here she is. This is my 1984 Series 1 E30 318i, chrome bumper, the best of the lot if you ask me. For the better part of 3 years it sat right here in build jail on jack stands, probably like your project car if you're watching this. Bought it off a younger guy who blew the head gasket in it, had a go at fixing it, left it in 1,000 pieces. I got it cheap, worked out for me. As much as I'd love to tell you, even though it is sort of happening, I haven't always been a die-hard BMW enthusiast. I've had a heap of Japanese cars before this, S15, S14, Corollas, Chasers, about 6 R32 Skylines. Didn't crash any of them, just loved the chassis, kept going back to them. So this is my attempt at being a mature European car enthusiast. We'll see how New South Wales Highway Patrol go with that. So after a full strip down, this is where I'm at with the bay. I haven't gone full auto salon with it, but it's been given a pretty good shave. Most of the aircon ABS brackets, all the stuff that's over here, have all been taken off. It's been painted in BMW ice white. If you'll notice on a Series 1, if you got a keen eye, this whole section of the firewall is custom made. Not by choice, the battery leaked and this entire section around the pedal box was basically Swiss cheese. So that's all been custom made. Even around here where the guard would normally cut in on a 90 into the wheel well is all new sheet metal, done by Glenn at K24 Bodyworks, and he's done a stellar job on it in my opinion. The cross member has also been reinforced with garagistic plate kit, and I've given it a quick coat in Steelite. Here as well, when we painted the car, I did the hole underneath of the car in this underliner, Raptor coat, whatever it's called. And I've done, if you're familiar with the E30 DTM race cars, they've done a heap of work to the inside of these wheel arches to get heaps better wheel clearance in. From the factory, they come with this huge lip here that's like an absolute tyre cutter, and a lot of the tabs under there, and you have the combination of, on this model, where the battery tray would normally be poking out in here. So all that's been removed, the tabs on there have all been cut off, that lip's gone, so we should be able to run some really nice wide wheels with no dramas. And lastly, here is the interior. Absolutely spewing. I had to pull the dash out of this to fix that firewall issue under there. At the same time, removed all of the old sound deadening, dry iced it all out, gave it a good clean, and I've put this car build as both the stage 1 and the stage 2, like the stick-on mat and then this acoustic liner, I'm pretty sure it's called, and you taped it all up. So it should get rid of some of those K24 vibrations. I've left this part around the shifter hole here because I know I'm going to have to trim, I'm pretty sure, the back of it to fit the S2000 box in, which I'll get to shortly. And here is the main event, the infamous K24. I got this engine from a E30 K-swap part out, so I got pretty lucky with a fair few of the bits on this. Most of the hard work had been already done in terms of prepping this engine. So we've got the custom-made front sump made by True Racing, I'm pretty sure, on the coast, which is really nice. Super skinny at the back. And it's also got his own custom engine mounts, which look really beefy. The swivel water neck, the rear water neck, and this engine's also got the 50-degree VTC, all new guides, K20 oil pump kit. It's pretty much been completely refreshed beside the head gasket, I think. And it's got some sort of funky belt setup. I don't know much about this. I think it's K-tuned. What it deletes, I don't know, but I do want aircon in this build. It's got to have it, so that'll be fun to figure out. And the box we're running is an S2000 box. AP1, freshly rebuilt. These go for an absolute fortune in Australia. I don't really know why, seeing as they were factory delivered here, but they are hard to get a hold on, especially in good nick. If you are doing this swap, I'd highly recommend do your research on what box you choose. I went with the S2000 box because I haven't read a single good thing from anyone that has used the BMW ZF sort of series boxes. They tend to rattle like a bag of marbles, and they just don't deal well with high RPM shifts. You know, they're coming out of BMW engines. They're not going to 8.5, 9.5 grand like these K series, especially with the vibrations. A lot of dramas with people shifting at high RPMs. So have a read around before you make a choice, and it's a decent size extra expense if you want to go S2000 box. So without further ado, we'll get stuck into probably what you want to see here, which is what we'll be putting in the next ep. I've taken probably the easy, expensive route on this car. Not all this is necessary for your K-swap. If you're doing a K-swap or thinking about doing one, just realise that the K24 is the cheapest part of doing one. Ask anyone that's in the process. Everything around it costs a ton. If you're in Australia, you're going to pay a ton for shipping on everything. But here we go. Alright, so as you can probably tell, I had a lot of fun doing this, laying all this out, but this is pretty much everything I need to get the car off for fab work. Starting off here, this is the TF Works CoyoRad N-Flow radiator. This is their K-swap radiator. You'll see both the outlets are on the same side to go for the K-swap and for S2000 and anything else on the left. I got this one with the shroud kit, and it's a universal fit, so it's made for an S13, but I'll need to do a few sets of tabs on that to get that fitting. Next up, probably the nicest car part I think I've ever bought. You've probably seen a few of these popping up now. This is the Prackworks manifolds, all carbon, billet plates on them. First saw these on Mike Burrow's channel on his Stancework Ferrari and thought that'll look really good in my bay, especially when the E30 DTM cars, which I'll keep referencing, have that same sort of carbon end tank manifold look. So I think it'll look really good with the theme I'm going of, you know, carbon, billet alloy and the white bay. Next up is the Skunk, the 74mm Pro Series throttle body. Not 100% sure if I'm definitely going to use this, still toying with the idea of going drive-by-wire, but we'll do the trick for now and to get an intake pipe made up for it. This is also another essential part of the K24 starter pack swap guide, the Skunk 2 billet front plate. Definitely didn't need this, but really looks the part, and we'll clean up the front of this engine. Driveline wise, this is the JSP adapter plate. Purely picked it because it was probably the best looking one on the market, and they all pretty much do the same thing, but nice to have it all billet alloy, and I really like the people at JSP Fab. Then moving on to the Clutchmasters adapter flywheel. This is the steel version. Didn't want to go through anything lightweight. Heard it makes drivability a bit how you going, and the vibrations, which I keep hearing about on the K24, suit something heavier. So went with just the steel version here. And this is a full AP1, just an OEM Honda clutch kit. Standard flywheel, standard pressure plate. It should be fine for my application, and can always upgrade to like an ACT pressure plate if I want to turbo it or it runs out of power. So moving on to a few other OEM Honda bits, there's brand new clutch fork, slave cylinder, the boot for the clutch, and over here these are just the B series flywheel bolts which Clutchmasters recommend that fit. This is impossible to get in Australia these days, but this is the Honda grease, the urea grease, which was a pain in the ass to find, but apparently it's the go for S2000's transmissions and smooth shifting. Then just a bit of Honda Bond. That is the Condor Speedworks power steering block off. Not sure if I'll use that, toying with the idea of doing just like a electric power steering sort of Astra pump setup, but we'll do the trick to get some fluid in it and get it steering. This is all the transmission bracing. This is, what is it from? 625 Inc., which is their S2000 to E30 box. Those are the Condor speed mounts, just the super soft 65A. Again, you'll see a common theme. I'm going for drivability, not having a buzz box. So constantly going with the sort of the softer option for things. Honda Bond, and this is the LPSR purple tag kit. Really nice guys that runs this in Perth. It comes with pretty much everything you need. Again, easy expensive route, but you know, tie rods and the uni coupler and a fully Rico purple tag kit with the boots. So that can pretty much everything just driveline related to get the engine in, get it steering again, and get everything I need plumbed up and fabbed, which I can tick away at. So I actually completely forgot to film an outro for that last video, but here I am a few weeks later. I'll catch up with you guys next week and show you where we're at. Thanks for watching.